Hi, my name is Manuel Marthal, host of Life of a Filmmaker and Photographer. I'm an up-and-coming filmmaker photography. Come and walk with me as I navigate through this filming industry and watch me make it to the top. See you soon.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I know y'all miss me because I miss me too if I wasn't me. All right, I know it's been a minute since I've been on my podcast. I've been working on projects that is like keep me away. But before I tell you about my project, I also have a guest. Yes, I got a guest. Before I introduce him, I always wanted to say this. Like, I just found out about this, so I just wanted to do this. Hello, anchors. Hello, people that listen to Apple Tunes. Hello, people that listen to me on Amazon. Hello, people that listen to me on Google. Hello, people that listen to me on Spotify. Hello, people that listen to me at iHeart. And hello, people that listen to me on Radio Public. Yes, this podcast channel is growing and growing and growing. Welcome to my, for those who don't know me, who's brand new, welcome to Life on the Filmmaker and Photography. I'm your host, Emmanuel Marthal. Been doing this podcast for 5 years. This is our 5th year anniversary. This is our 2nd episode on our 5th year. And I just have one thing to say that I want to say to you guys. Acknowledge me, baby. Yes, I love you guys. I miss you guys. Hello, everybody around the world that's listening to Life of a Filmmaker and Photography. All right, so what have I been doing since I've been gone? Well, I've been working on things. One thing that I'm working on is I eventually want to grow my photography in my film. So I'm working on getting a studio, and I really don't want to lease, like I prefer to just buy me a building, pay it down, and do whatever I want to do. But it's just, like a lot of people say, you got to crawl before you walk, So if leasing is the best option, especially financially, I would take that route. Do I want to do it? But no. But other alternative is I could do it in my house. But me being me, I really don't like to have too many strangers in my house, So, like, especially like when I have my son over, like I don't really want those problems. So it looks like I'm just going ahead and lease a studio. But in order for me to do that, I got to make sure my stuff is taken care of. My finance, my credit. And this is where we come with the host, because, with this guest. So you probably will be thinking, like, why we got this guest? See, attention filmmakers and photographers and any entrepreneur people or anybody who don't want to be an entrepreneur, who just want to be a regular person. This guest that I have is very valuable. What he's going to be talking about is he's going to give you guys a lot of gems. Make sure you guys got your notes and paper. You can pause this, because I'm kind of stalling for you guys could go get your paper and pen, So he's a credit specialist, and he's pretty much we need people like him, like especially if our credit score is bad and we trying to invest in stuff. A lot of things we may have the money, but if we don't have the good credit score, like personal credit score, business credit score, people be like, nah, I'm good. So it make your life harder. So yes, welcome everybody, Reggie.
Hello. Appreciate you having me, brother.
No problem, man. I'm glad to have you on the show, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I'm Reggie. A lot of people know me as Reggie from Pop the Ballon, which is cool. But for me, man, obviously, as you said, I'm in the credit repair, finances, financial wealth, financial health, and just kind of giving knowledge. Give people knowledge of things that they're not familiar with. It's one of those things, you don't know what you don't know, and I like to help people know what they need to know so they can not only can set themselves up for success, but their family as well. Generational wealth is a real thing. It starts from one risk taker.
You ain't lying.
I definitely believe in that.
Okay. So how did you get involved doing credit? Like, did you go to school for this? Like, how does this happen?
That's a great question. So for me, my employment history has always been with helping others. So
Nice.
man, I've been in call center work for about 10 years, customer service work, military. I've been on campaigns like helping people as far as like helping register, like voter registration, things like this. So it's one of those things where it started with myself. Like, well, we just say it started when I was young. Single mom, raising family of 4. Struggling, you know what I mean? Going through things, and I didn't realize back then what I realize now as far as the power of credit. Maybe that could have helped us in many ways. We just weren't kind of privy to it. So for me, it kind of just started off as like self-help, self-knowledge, and I have a lot of mentors that I did learn from along the way, but it did start off with myself.
Okay, that's great knowledge right there. Like, how long have you been fixing people credit or being a credit specialist?
So this is something I've been doing including doing it for myself. I'll definitely say about 8 years, so almost a decade.
How did you land into doing this?
So funny enough, I actually had a business partner when I first started, and he was actually, going through things. So we met, we both worked at Bank of America, and he was telling me about credit. Something I knew about, but it's kind of taboo about, kind of nervous, like I don't want to talk about it. But he showed me ways that I can fix my own credit. So once I fixed my own credit and see what it does, see what it did, I started with my family members, I did with my friends, and then from there I kind of graduated to eventually taking on clients and seeing that, this is something I can do and I want to do this. I want to give knowledge.
Okay, what obstacles do you have by being a credit specialist?
The obvious obstacle would be, of course, there's a lot of people doing credit. And you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who are promising things that are not fulfilling the things that they're promising. So it's that thing of that skepticism of this legitimate, is actually going to see results. Because I've been doing this for so long, and I'm actually having a team that's backing me, I can not only guarantee results, but I have testimonials that people can back, the things that I do. But I'll say the hard part is, at first, is establishing yourself like you are legitimate. And
feel you on that one. Okay, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, because it's just like, when I'm more known in Chicago, and so by me moving to Texas, like it's a whole bunch of photographers out there, and it's a whole bunch of filmmakers. So it's just like, so my question is, with your business, and I know for a fact it is way more credit specialists than photographers and filmmakers combined. What do you do that stands out from the rest of your competition?
Great question. That's a great question. So for me, I am transparent. I like to give the knowledge. I like to receive it. I want you to be upfront with what's happening, give you the tools that I need to succeed, and provide that information in a real way that's digestible. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's definitely the transparency. That's a big thing for me. That kind of sets me apart. And also, I would say something else that sets me apart. A lot of times, people just do your credit repair. Once your credit is repaired, you're in the 700s. Like, okay, well, it's good working with you. No, I actually also focus on the credit building as well. Now that you have
nice.
This where it be, let's not wait till it gets, mess your credit up again, then just call me again. No. Let me show you now how to start setting up some passive income streams. Set up your kids if they're before 18, come at 18 with a 700 credit score. So I go a little bit above and beyond how, like I said, I like to treat my clients like I would like myself to be treated.
I love that. Tell us more about the credit repair and the credit builders. Like, what's the difference between the two?
So credit repairing is simply removing derogatories and delinquencies that's on your account. So if you have late payments, you have inquiries, if you have, let's say, old collection bills, phone bills, medical bills, that's derogatory items that's on your score, right? So getting those removed would essentially increase your score. Now, once your score is where it needs to be, let's say you're in the 700s now, okay, well, Reggie, what do I do with this credit? I got a high credit score. It's like a lot of people just say, I'm like, well, a question I love to ask is, what are your credit goals? What do you want to do once your credit's where it needs to be?
Hit that 850.
Most people would just say in that case, it's just like, oh, I just want to have it good just in case if I needed something. No. When we get your score where it needs to be in the 700s, let's actually actively work towards building your credit, your business credit, because it's going to be easy to maintain and establish at that point as well. So let's go all the way instead of just sitting there doing nothing with it. Let's utilize it when it's where it needs to be.
Nice. So why is it so important to have good credit? Like, why do people should care? You know, especially like people who has money. Like, if you making 6 figures and you got bad credit, like, does it really matters? Like, to have credit or whatever if you got the money for it?
Absolutely. So, you asked me some great questions here.
Thank you.
I would say, if you are in a situation where you're financially stable and you're able to provide for yourself and your family and things like this, credit is even more so important at that point. Because it gets to the point where you're not even going to be using your own income. You're going to be using the income from your credit. Setting up businesses, setting up LLCs, and being able to generate passive income. Imagine being able to generate passive income, which you work or which you would make at your regular job. Like, that's ultimately the goal you want to get to, where it's like you're not even using your personal credit, you're only using your business credit. So that way, if it gets to the point where you want to establish some good debt. When I say good debt, I'm talking about mortgages, I'm talking about auto loans, things like this. When you want to actually start establishing these things, you don't have to worry about paying everything out of pocket. Yes, of course, if you're, in a situation where you are wealthy, it's not something you're necessarily worried about, but it will matter in the long run when it comes to just having yourself established. Having your own wealth is not, you're just not setting up your kids, not setting up a legacy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're credited. Your credit is like your report card as an adult.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's a great way to see it. That's dope. Okay. This probably would be the most important question I'm gonna ask you right here. It's kind of like a 2-part question. Number one, why it's not discussing school, like I would say high school, or like why is it majority when you trying to learn about building your credit, you kind of learn it like in the real world, like pretty much when you messed up and first thing people say, once you file for bankruptcy, and also the next question is, why is not being talked about in the Black community, the Hispanic community? Like, it's just like, it's like taboo, like people like afraid to talk about it. Like, why is that?
Let me say this, not being taught about credit and financial literacy is one of the biggest failures of our education system.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask me why is that, there's a lot of kind of theories as to why I feel that is.
Mm-hmm.
So if we think about it on the deeper level, like literally if we break it down to its purest form, the idea of going to school, aside of course knowledge, common sense, things along these lines, is to ultimately land yourself a job in your field.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if we're going to say that getting a job, going to school is going to equal you getting a quote-unquote high-paying job or a job in your field, finances, credit, and financial literacy is something that's important. Budgeting, like we've all heard all the stories of, athletes, entertainers, singers, things like this. People will come upon a lot of money and then lose it after about a year or two.
True.
Yeah, they're not being taught about the ways to manage this money, the way to kind of have the money, making money for yourself. You're not actually getting paid until your money's making money while you sleep. And this is, you can set this up with passive income streams, like I said before, Amazon stores, vending machines, ATM machines, things along these lines. So for me, that's one of those things where until it does get implemented as like a literal course, that I have to keep fighting the fight. I have to keep spreading the word. As far as the Black communities, that's taking the conversation a little bit deeper as far as like poverty in our Black communities. But when you have people like myself who want to empower these communities, only thing you can do is provide the knowledge. So it's like that thing, you can bring the horse to the water, you can't force it to drink, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to do your part with spreading that knowledge. Even us doing this interview right now was us, spreading the knowledge, because it is an important thing, but it's a tab. It's like health. People know when they need to, hey, I'm unhealthy, I need to start,
Yeah.
know within themselves, but they may not be in the mind frame to start to actually prepare for that. That's how I feel about credit in many ways. It's like, if I told you, like, this is gonna set you up, set your family up, you're gonna have to worry about things in the future, you're gonna be able to make passive income streams, have multiple businesses, it's like, it almost seems to me like maybe some people are afraid of it because it's such a new thing, even though they know, like, dang, this will be great for me, but I don't know, So that's why we gotta have conversations, these quote-unquote uncomfortable conversations, just to spread the word.
Okay, now, what about this? So let's say you got people who's interested in finding a credit, like a creditor person. What advice would you give to a person to try to find a legit creditor person? Let me see, a person who's you could trust, you could feel comfortable, like, okay, I found the right person to build my credit, because you gotta think about it. It's just like it's like you giving somebody your social security number also, and your personal information. So, like, how would you know if this person probably gonna sell your stuff to the black market, like the whole 9 yards? It's just like, I don't think people are more afraid of the credit, but I think they're more afraid of being identity theft, especially if you got hit by identity theft before.
Perfect, and that's a great question as well. And I would say for that, all those people should go to rmm3ventures.com. I'm saying, but no, I would say for this, for that question is, aside from just coming to me, obviously legitimized, I have a whole company and business and a team actually backing me. If you're in a situation where, let's say you, for this instance, you already have a credit repair company, or you already work with someone with your credit, have you seen the results? Are you asking them the right questions? Are they actually able to provide you with the questions with receipts? Like, sometimes, and it's interesting because this is kind of something that I live by, is just conversation. You can have a conversation with people and kind of verify the legit, like, I would say always schedule that consultation just to speak with them to see if your goals will align. Like, what are their intentions with it? You know what I mean? For me, like, one of my mottos is helping others reach their dreams is going to help you reach your dreams. And that's something that's been real for me for my entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm extremely passionate about helping others because, once again, like, I know when I did not have anyone to help me out and I needed that, and I just had to claw and scratch. It's like, I'd rather build a team than build an empire, build a conglomerate with people, genuine people who they really want better. They literally just want the knowledge so they can do better. And then they want to pass the knowledge. They want to pass the knowledge, and it really becomes a conglomerate of just people who want to win, not just people who want to win by backstab. That's like, I mean, it's just horrible. I mean, I know people obviously do it, but it's like, what are ways to kind of avoid these type of people? Is just having that extra conversation with, legit listen to how they're responding, legit listen to, how they're reacting to the things that they're saying. Yeah, you definitely have to be mastering the art of conversation to listen to what they're saying if you're ready with someone, but if not, come to me and I will take care of you.
Okay, so you mentioned ask the right questions. So let's say you have a person who don't know what's the right question. All they know is, I gotta look for a person to fix my credit. So what type of questions should they ask if they don't know?
So pretty much I would say, ask them what are their intentions with, like you say, what are the methods that you're using to repair my credit? What are your intentions once my credit is repaired? Is this simply a service of getting my credit repaired, and then that's it? Or are there going to be, credit? Is it credit building as well? Is it simply credit repair? So, like, for myself, and this is why, like, I like the conversation of credit, because obviously credit is, wealth is health as far as, like, building your credit. But I offer so much other service aside from credit because, like, I'm literally a financial planner. You know what I mean? Like, financial advisor. So,
what? Okay.
Yeah, budgeting plans, saving goals. I help you with I set up your identity protection, your cyber security. Like I offer all of these services, so you don't have to worry about anything. So I would see, like I said, the legitimate. Do they have a team? Are they doing it on their own? And I was doing it on my own, so I don't want to say like doing it on their own is wrong. But whose credit has they things? Do they have real time results? You know what I mean? Things like this to kind of see where they're at. What is their own score?
Okay, realistic. Because you know what I'm about to ask, you're going to start laughing. Like, what happens if somebody come to you and say, hey, I need my credit score fixed or whatever. And you're like, okay. And you've seen their credit score is real jacked up. Let's say, what's the lowest a credit score could be?
I'll say, so let's just say, for this example, it's in like, let's say 400.
Okay. Now, okay, so let's say the person's credit score is 400, right? And how long would it take to fix their score? Because people thinking that it should take a month, overnight success, like a month or two, you know, and they asking you, hey man, I want to get out because my credit score ain't going fast enough as I thought it would be. Like, what realistic expectation that a person should expect to reach their goals? From a 4 to a 7 or 4 to an 8.
Right. Now I am going to laugh at that because I was typing that question a lot. This is why I love relating credit to like working out. You're not going to go to the gym tomorrow and expect to see the results in 2 days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it takes consistency to actually see the results. So in this case here, a realistic goal as far as getting your credit repaired, I want to say is anywhere between 45 to 90 days. And I'm talking about that even if you're in the 400s to get to a 700.
Really?
Once again, absolutely. Because once again, you're removing those derogatories and those delinquent items. A lot of times, for someone's credit score, depending on their number, you can have a night. Well, if you've been doing this as long as I have, you can have an idea of why it is that. Okay, so you're in the 400s. Okay, everything is priced delinquent. A lot of missed payments, a lot of late payments, a lot of injuries. 500 or even 600. Okay, you may have some positive items on there. Maybe you have some student loans that's delinquent. Maybe you have like some medical bills on there that's delinquent. Or it could be one of those situations where, let's say you paid the collections, like, hey, I paid these collections, but they're still affecting you because you didn't get a written letter of deletion. Anytime you pay a collection account, it still is going to affect your score unless you actually get a written letter of deletion to state, hey, I want this removed from my report after I pay it. So in these cases like this, instead of actually paying these collections, I would actually opt to get your credit repair. That way you're only paying for the service of the credit repair versus paying the option of that and then getting it removed. Like the FCRA states that, you're not responsible for that debt. But let's get deep. So in this case here, I would say, just making sure that you're actually, speaking with the right person. And you know what? I went on such a tangent. I think I forgot the question.
No, you good. You good. Keep going.
So I get passionate. But in this case here, yes. If you have delinquent items, if you have debt collection, if you have things that are affecting your score, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? Okay, I need to create a debt relief plan to pay these things. When it comes to credit cards, that can make sense, but these are just collection accounts. I would rather you come to me before you start making those payments, because a lot of the times you can get those things disputed when you're not responsible for the debt. Once again, the FCRA states that you're not responsible for those debt collections that's shown up on your account, and this can be proven, this can be legitimized, and I have plenty of testimonials of clients I've worked with to get these things removed. And like I said, the realistic time is that 45 to 90 days. That's just to get the score into the 700s. But once we do that, that's when the real work starts. Now we start setting up passive income streams. Now we start opening businesses and doing things like this so that you can set up your kids as well, higher limits, early approvals and things like this. So this is why, like I said, it's extremely important, and I am passionate about it.
I see. You ain't lying. You guys, hey, I told you, he was gonna drop some knowledge down. And then here's the funny thing, Reg. All the questions that I'm asking is off the top of my head. Yeah, so it's just like I'm just asking questions like, okay, because I'm definitely interested in letting you guys know I am going to sign up for his service. So yes, let me see. What about this? Okay, so I keep seeing this on Instagram, like on Instagram story, those sponsors, like those that, and I think I seen on TV commercial, that it's a law that anything, I don't know if it's true, like anything that's 2 years or more can be removed from your debt, including like school loans. Like, how can you get rid of school loans? Because Joe Biden didn't get rid of the school loan. So how can you get rid of the school loan out of your account, your information?
Great question. So yes, the Biden student loan forgiveness plan, obviously it was a certain amount that was supposed to be forgiven that didn't go through. So in this case here with student loans, there are ways to get the student loans removed. Now, a lot of times, if you're still in school, there are like refinance programs or repayment programs you can go through. I know for a lot of the clients that I work with, they had the deferments to simply get it removed from their credit because it is deferred. But although it is deferred, it's still affecting their credit score. They're like, wait, this is deferred, but it's still showing I got 98, whatever, missed payments or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So what I do is kind of go in and remove those late payments because that's the thing that's actually affecting your score. And to show that delinquency is not necessarily the amount, because I've seen amounts range from $10,000 to $100,000 as far as student loans is concerned. But it's just those late payments that's piling up. When it was stated that, hey, I'm supposed to be deferred, these things are supposed to be deferred, why these late payments are being added? So pretty much it's kind of legitimizing that, okay, this is proof, this is supposed to be deferred, these late payments, all of these need to be removed. And then we can set up a program where it's like, hey, you're paying whatever amount to keep it in good standings. Now there has been cases where we're just able to just straight up get them removed, we're not responsible for them. But once again, keeping that transparency and being realistic, that is not the case for every client, for every person.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I bet you somebody like, dang, I thought I could get rid of the school loans. Okay, and what else?
So now, just keep in mind, so it's something that's connected to your social security number. So getting it removed from your credit score, let's say it's just affecting your credit score, that's 100% guaranteed you can get it removed from your credit score for sure. But there are obviously instances and other companies, I don't kind of want to mention their name, but where it's like, hey, they got it removed, but it's still affecting my taxes. That's because they're not doing the proper due diligence of putting the correct disputes, together. Because student loan is something that I went through myself, I know the proper channels of doing this, and like I said, I have testimonials showing, hey, this is not even affecting you at all. You're good to go. It's just gone.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would definitely let you guys know what my score doing good, because yeah, it's just like, I want to get to the, like I told you before off the radio, like my personal goal is get to the point that I could go anywhere and they'll say, what's your score? And they're like, ooh, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nobody like denying me for anything. I want people like, hey, you qualify for this, for this, and this, and this. Like that's my ultimate goal as far as my building my credit. And create because my long-term goal is to create generational wealth. And you also talk about other service that you offer. What are those other every service that you offer?
Yep. So pretty much, just like I said, it's kind of just stepping into my financial planning hat. So I help with budgeting, I help with saving goals, debt payoff. Obviously, I do identity monitoring as well, kind of set up your services for cybersecurity, things like this. Even I have Rocket Lawyers. So this is pretty much if you need, let's say you have a business and you want to get certain documents, created, and you kind of need real-time legal advice. Like I said, because I've been doing this for so long, I have a team that backs me with everything that I do.
Nice.
So I'm providing a lot more services than just your credit, because I want to set up generational wealth. It's not just Oh, I got my credit fixed. What do I do now? No. Like, let's set your kids up on budgeting plans. Let's set yourself up on budgeting plans. I use these myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just kind of, if you're willing to put in the work, and this is kind of not just for what I do, not just what you do, just for people in general, if you put in the work, you will see the results. You know when you're shortchanging yourself. You can't lie in the mirror. You know what I mean?
You ain't lying about that.
Services, and for myself, everything's included with my package that I have as far as the credit restoration. So pretty much when you pay for the credit restoration, I'm adding everything in there. I want you to set everything up, like even a will and trust. Like, I take it deep because I really want you to set yourself up for success, and I'm very passionate about that.
Now that's dope right there. Okay, where can they find you? Because I bet you people like, okay, shut up, Manny. What's his information?
Alright, so pretty much you can go to my website, which is rmm3ventures.com. It's VENTURES. Once you go to that, you can go to credit repair services, and that's actually going to show you all the services that I'm naming right now, everything that I do offer. And you can simply hit enroll now. And I even have a set price for everything that's going to be for you, which is simply $179. And that's going to take care of everything for you that I just said. You're going to get real-time updates, real-time, as far as when your credit increases, as far as when derogatories and delinquency are removed. It's literally the full service.
$179 for guaranteed work. You can't beat that now.
I said, take you $179 now, and in 3 months, I'm going to set you up some funding and get you $15 to $30K. I think that's a great trade-off.
Whoa. Wow. Hell yeah. Yeah. That's good numbers right there. Like, yeah. Okay, so for everybody, I'm gonna put his website, his links in the description. So when you listen to it, you'll be able to go straight to this website and sign up. And so Reggie, so tell us, how did we link up? Like, how did people start knowing you outside your credit?
Great question. So I recently made an appearance on a popular quote-unquote dating show, which it is a dating show. It's called Pop the Ballon or Find Love. So I've actually been, I guess you'd say, rise in popularity from that show. I've made multiple appearances on the show. I'm actually working with the kind of producers and directors of the show, kind of in the background. So so I'm known as Reggie from Pop the Ballon or Find Love. So yeah, I've accepted that title.
And first of all, you guys, I want to say shout out to my best friend Val. And yes, Val, I'm gonna take your advice. I am going to join the show. So hopefully I get picked to get on the show, so I can find love. So Reggie, how did you hear about this show? Like, what inspired you to join the show?
That's a great question. So it's so funny. I was watching YouTube. You know, just usually I just kind of do like sports shows and things like this. And I seen it, and I watched like an episode or two, and I was like, it's an interesting concept. That's what I thought to myself, like, wow, this is such an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how people feel, going up there, things like this. And then something happened on one of the shows, and it was just basically like something Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm currently in Phoenix, Arizona, like I'm here on contract. So I realized that it was actually based out here. I was like, wait, what? It's based out here? So I'm like, I wonder if I would be accepted. You know what I mean? If I did the application. But it's one of those things. It's like you just said. It's like, I hope you just kind of put your application in. You just pray, like, well, I mean, how am I getting chosen? I'm sure they get a lot of submissions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it started for me. I did a submission, got chosen, and I ended up on the show.
Nice. So back to credit bureau and all your service. Have you ever thought about creating a YouTube podcast or a app?
This is so interesting that you said that last one, that app. I am actually working on that app as we speak for that. But as far as YouTube, it's so funny. So one thing that I actually say on the show is I'm into video games. So I actually have a YouTube channel where I'm just doing video gaming. Like I do it with my son, do it with my family, do it with my uncle, things like this. But I am thinking about creating just a separate channel, just kind of giving the knowledge. A lot of times I kind of post information on my social media on Instagram, but the podcast idea is one that I've been thinking about heavily as well. And it's just kind of, giving knowledge.
I think you should.
I appreciate that. And I think you might have just put the battery in my back, because this is something I've been kind of debating on, but it's like, there's so much other things going on that I'm trying to release. Like I do music on the side of things like this.
What?
Yes. I do motivational music. Not necessarily talking about getting your credit fixed, but kind of motivating you, things like that. So I'm working on doing like ebooks and things like this. It's funny, my music project will be out by the end of this month, so this is a good plug, right?
Oh, I definitely got to hear it now. You got to give us the link for that too, man.
Yeah, so the project that I'm releasing this month is going to be Smooth Motivation 3. But Smooth Motivation 1, Smooth Motivation 2 is actually available on all your streaming services. You simply put, Smooth Motivation by R and then 3. Check out my motivational music. Let me know what you think.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Look at Reggie now, y'all. Okay. All right. Let me see. What's your Instagram?
So my Instagram is Instagram.com, obviously, /Reggie Silva. My YouTube, if you want to see me gaming with son and all that stuff, that's also youtube.com/Reggie Silva. And then TikTok, same thing, Reggie Silva. I kind of keep it all the same if I can't help it. Just easy search.
Okay. So Reggie, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Personally and businessly.
So I have a quote that's like really ringing in my ear. Like I want to see it from these last kind of couple weeks. And it's like an hour can change a day, a week can change a month can change a year, and a year can change your whole lifetime. So when I think about that, I think about the steps that I've been making. I think about the little bit of notoriety that I've been gaining. I think about the work that I've been doing. And aside from people seeing me from the show, but then just kind of, feeling the words, feeling the passion, and even yourself, accepting me for this interview, which I definitely want to say I appreciate you having me. Kind of seeing more within myself that I see within myself. Mm-hmm. So as far as my 5-year plan, it starts with my year. It starts with my year as far as stretching that out. I do eventually want to be a financial coach where I can be in rooms where I'm giving the information of, helping people to better themselves, helping people to better their family situation, things like that. Mm-hmm. And overall, I would love to make that a long-term goal. I would love to, partner with other like-minded people and to prove that, of course, we do what we have to do until we're able to do what we want to do. But when you get to that point of doing what you want to do, mm-hmm. It's like the saying, find out what you love to do, then figure out how to get paid doing it.
True.
When you're able to do that, people who are also on that same path are going to kind of back you. They're going to support you. They're going to want to collaborate with you. Because I'm a big, collaboration over competition. So, and then I would move as a role model and, show my kids how to do that, show my family how to do that. So ultimately, I think me is just kind of being a catalyst of a voice to inspire motivation. Like, you can do this if you believe in yourself and if you have others, who believe in you as well, like dream catchers.
Nice. Now, that's a dope answer. That's a real dope answer. I got inspired off of that. Okay. Any final thing you want to share?
Yes, actually. I want to say one thing that a lot of times people don't appreciate is others' time. So I want to appreciate not only people taking the time to listen to this, but also want to appreciate you taking the time to, to have this conversation with me. Even with your intro and even kind of learn a little bit about yourself as well. I definitely wish you much success.
Appreciate
what you're doing as well. And any way that I can be a part of helping that brand build and grow, I want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? like I said, help others reach their goals is how you're going to reach their goals. So anyone listen and make sure you subscribe to this podcast. This is a great interview, but yes, more great interviews coming, more great guests. So definitely be a part of the movement, be on the right side of history.
Oh yeah, because trust me, you guys, it's gonna be a part 2 for this interview. It's definitely gonna be a part 2. We might do a video with it too. Yeah, Reggie, like I appreciate having you on this show. It was been great. I definitely learned a lot. So you pretty much answered all my questions and concern and made the fear go away that I had about repairing my credit and also passing some income with my credit, because I never knew that right there. So that's definitely dope, and that's definitely a great idea to do. And so you guys better get on it, like seriously, like, you know, get on or be left behind. So if you might be left behind, the price might go higher. So Reggie, get them your information again.
All right, so follow me on Instagram. It's instagram.com/Reggie Silva. If you're interested in my services, definitely go to my website, which is rm3ventures.com. You can check me out on TikTok, the same, Reggie Silva. And like I said, if you're interested in gaming, you want to kind of see me gaming with the family, check me out on the YouTube, the Reggie Silva. Oh, of course, and finally, you want to get motivated with some music, check me out on all streaming platforms, Smooth Motivation, RM3.
Okay. Now, question. What gaming device do you use?
So it's funny, I used to be heavy on PlayStation, but now I'm a PC gamer just so I can have access to all my son kind of put me onto that, so I'm like PC now.
What's your favorite game and why?
My favorite game is actually Resident Evil. I'm a big fan of zombies. I don't know why I'm just attracted to zombies.
Whoa.
And role-playing adventure games.
My little brother used to play that heavily on the what was it? On PlayStation.
Yep.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and he'll beat it. I think the last game that I could remember him playing was 12. I think that's what it was. And and he had like literally every game. I'm like, damn, dude, you still play this? It was that, then Spider-Man, and it was like, yeah. Do you like anime?
Of course. I can't. It's like gaming and anime go hand in hand.
Perfect. What's the best anime that you ever seen? Or what's your favorite anime show?
The greatest question. Okay, I'm glad that you asked this. The greatest anime ever created is called Death Note.
What?
You know about Death Note?
No, I thought you was gonna pick something else.
What you thought I was gonna say?
I mean, the original anime in the 90s, like X-Men, Dragon Ball Z, like I can keep going. Spider-Man, like what?
It's like for the animated series, you know, like Spider-Man. I don't necessarily consider it an anime. Dragon Ball Z is one of those ones too, where it's like it's not a cartoon, but I guess you could consider it an anime.
That's the original anime.
No, of course, Dragon Ball Z is definitely the original anime, and that's like one of those childhood nostalgia. But it's not my favorite. It's probably the one I watch the most, but it's not my favorite.
Okay, so the one that's your favorite. Why is that your favorite?
So it's a different type of anime. This is an anime you can actually watch with someone because it's not necessarily about like the fighting or the sword and stuff like that. It's about the wittiness, the outthinking your opponent. And I love I love thinking. I won't say overthinking, but I love thinking and kind of being tactical and things like this. So this is one of those things where it's like, if I had this power, would I be smart enough to sustain it? So that's why I love it.
I'm still with my Dragon Ball Z and my X-Men. I'm still loyal, die-hard. And before we did this podcast, I was actually watching this the X-Men series in the 90s. I didn't even know they had new one I think it's like X-Men '97. I was like, oh snap! And then when you called me, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot. I got a podcast coming up. Like, yeah, I love. Like, I haven't caught up with the anime now, you know. So it's just like I'm still. Maybe they might be up there as good as. I mean, from what I know about the animes now, the quality is way better. So I'm more focused, like as a filmmaker, I'm more focused on the story mode. You know, like would it still keep me watching? You know, versus like this is some BS. Like even though it's better quality image wise, you know, but our storyboard was way better. This didn't make me cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what do you do for fun?
Okay, so if I'm not gaming, then and I can't say like if I'm not gaming, it's not like I can get to game all the time. Obviously, you work a full-time job, but for me, it's not what you do, it's who you with. So you can do the same thing you regularly do by yourself, do it with the right person. You can make it a good time. So I am about experiences. So
same here.
I'm in Phoenix right now, so I'm about experiencing things I've never done. Like I went to the Grand Canyon, I did a hot air balloon. I was at the dating show, never did that before. But yeah, I went to Sedona, so I'm about just kind of experiencing things, and yeah, just kind of sharing my story with people like, hey, what are some things to do out here? So right now I'm really about experiences. It is super hot here, but I don't mind it.
I mean, it's hot in Dallas. Like right now, it's like 100 degrees. What is where you at?
I think it's so. My car said it was 113.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah, Phoenix and Arizona weather is no joke.
Ooh, wait. Yeah, I'll be drinking a lot of water when I get on that show. Like,
yeah.
what can I expect or anybody to expect when they get selected to be on that show?
So I will say this because I've obviously seen some of the episodes, and funny enough, like for my YouTube channel, aside from the gaming, I am going to eventually start doing kind of reactions because it's something I was doing before. But
Nice.
I would say not so much as far as expectations. I would just say within yourself, you need to go there with pure intent, moving intentional, and being yourself. You're starting to see that a lot of people are kind of just fishing for the viral moment. So they're saying things that don't make sense. They're just saying anything, and they're just flopping. It's like nothing is genuine about you. The internet sees right through you. You're getting killed. But when you're being yourself, when you're being genuine, when you're being true to who you are, like you're actually going there with the intention of finding love, not only are you having a higher chance to find it, but your character will be respected. So, if you don't match, if you want to, come on the show again, what have you, you'll be have a higher chance of getting selected for that versus just, this guy just came, or this person just came to have a viral moment and they weren't ready or prepared to take anything serious.
Or promote their business.
That's
But okay,
definitely.
now with that dating show, what's the difference? What's the difference between the dating show and all those Pop the Ballon shows on YouTube and the dating app?
Great question. So with the dating app, you really don't know what someone's intentions are. Like they can say whatever they want to say, but you're not necessarily sure what's going on. In the Pop the Ballon show, especially with the one with Arletta Muley, which I feel is the most professional one.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
You've been vetted with your intention. So you at some point said out of your own mouth, I am here to find love. I am here to take this show serious. I am here to take, if I do match this person on a date, and I am here to move with the intention as if I will be open-minded to this situation. So you've been vetted. So, I mean, you would think that would give you like some peace of mind. In essence, it should, because you've been vetted. You said these words out of your mouth. You said you will be intentional. And versus the dating app, it's just like, you gotta hope. You're just praying that word is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Versus you just been hearing that word with the show. It's like they've told other people that, like, yes, my intention is to find love coming on the show, and then, if I'm able to find it, I want to move with that intent. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's the difference.
Okay, like for me, like every time, like I'm subscribed to that channel, Every time, like literally the first episode that I watched, I was hooked. Like it's literally the only Pop the Balloon episodes that I really watch from start to end. The other ones I just look at highlights, and then the thing that I love about the show is, yes, it's very professional, it's very classy. It's not like ghetto or anything. I mean, you will have his moments, like you can't control what people say or whatever, but I ain't gonna lie, there's been some females that didn't get picked. I was like, Lord, let them be there when I get there. Because they had the answers. I'm like, man, let them be there. Because it's just like, seriously, like I'm ready, and yeah, that would definitely be dope. Thank you, Val, for putting me on. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm ready. Like I'm all up, like my whole podcast, like everything that I do in life, it's all about elevating myself and the next people, like anybody around. Like I always been the type of person, if I could help, I would help. And it's just like, I feel like spreading love is much easier than anything else. Like especially like you just being genuine. Like you get more just by being genuine and telling people what you really, really want versus telling them what they want to hear. So it's just like, all I could do is think about what I want to do and pray about it and let God lead me to whatever destination He feel fit for me. So yeah, he told.
I would say that's all well said, and just having this conversation with you, I can definitely, of course, hear that you're intentional. And even with the words you just said, as far as like, you're ready to go. And a lot of times, as far as before you even go on the show, make sure that you're within yourself kind of open to the idea of love. Because, it's just some sacrifices things you'll be making as far as, there's a partner now that you're allowing into your life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like all those things are aligned and absolutely applied. And I can't see why you wouldn't find a match, especially with just kind of hearing how attention you are.
Yeah.
With one of those moments. Appreciate
it, because it was like, I would say like a couple years ago, like I had a conversation with God. I told him, because I'm from Chicago, so I told him that don't want to be in Chicago. Where's a place that I could grow my business, become wealthy, inspire people, change people's lives, especially financially, to just like have employees and find my wife and grow my family, have some more kids. He told me Dallas, so hey, anything he tell me to do, I do it. So I'm here, and just by me being here, like it's been an awesome experience, and like everything you do in life is gonna have some trial. I met some dope people like yourself, so it's just like I'm meeting better and better people, and I'm also growing and evolving, and it's just like one hand watches the other, so. It's amazing, great feeling.
Right, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah. 100%. And then best to believe, I'm gonna invite you to the wedding too, and you're gonna be doing my kids' credit also. And if you need a photographer or a person to film your stuff, I got you. You got a movie idea, I got you.
Perfect.
All right, you guys, that's my take. Thank you, Reggie, for being on this show. Like, I know you very, very busy. Thank you for giving your time, and I really appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate you having me as well.
Okay, you want to get them the link one more time?
Yeah. rmm3ventures.com, Instagram Reggie Silva, TikTok Reggie Silva, YouTube Reggie Silva, and Smooth Motivation, all streaming platforms.
And Reggie, you don't mind me if I have your song playing my stuff too?
Go for it. Find a track. Let me figure out what's your favorite track. That'll be dope.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, you guys, that's my time. One love, two fingers. I'm out. Holla at y'all boys. See y'all soon. Bye.